Hey, it's Janae here to brighten, enlighten, and ignite your day. It's Transformation Tuesday, and I'm here with another edition of The Gist, helping you get inspired and start your transformation. And today's resource I want to share is Sabbath. This is Finding Rest, Renewal, and Delight in Our Busy Lives by Wayne Mueller. And I gotta tell you, this book came at the perfect time. It was a Christmas gift from a friend, and it was perfect because during my Sabbath time of a Christmas vacation in Mexico with family, I was able to read this book. So I just wanted to share with you the inspiration and transformation for you as well. All right, so the inspiration is this idea about Sabbath rituals. You know, it's really important that we have different rituals in our lives, especially around rest and renewal. So all of us during this holiday season probably came off a sprint of trying to get ready for everything that you had to do. I know I sure did too, because not only having Christmas to plan for, but planning and coordinating a trip for our family and 11 of us who went together, it was a lot to get ready for. And so, plus with work and all that, right? We all were coming off a sprint. And one of the most important things about high performance is after you perform, it's rest and recovery. And that's truly what the Sabbath is all about. You know, since the beginning of time, when God created the earth, on the seventh day, he rested. It's in the 10 Commandments for Christians. For Jewish, they have Sabbath on Friday throughout the weekends. I mean, all different kinds of religions talk about the importance of rest and renewal. So we need to also figure out that in our lives. And sometimes it just happens, and other times we have to make it happen. And that's where the rituals come. And what I love about this book, it's rituals from breathing to nature to finding a Sabbath minute or moment in your day, to taking a Sabbath year, to Sabbath days, weeks, a lot of different ways you can do a Sabbath, from just lighting a candle and having quiet time to a nice meal, to more traditional kinds of rests and retreats. So the book just is chock full of different ways to do the Sabbath, and talks about how so many people have created that in their ritual. And in fact, you know, that was a big part of Jesus. Jesus would just at certain times leave the crowds and his disciples to go pray, to get renewed and relaxed. And so the inspiration here is to figure out, what are your Sabbath rituals? You know, what are the ways that you create Sabbath moments in your day, as well as your week and your months and year. And so that's where I really come to the transformation, is this idea of calendaring it. So how can you, when you're thinking about calendaring all the new resolutions and goals for the new year, how can you also calendar some Sabbath time and what that might look like? And so one thing that I noticed also is being able to have Sabbath time for different things. So I tend to have my Sabbath time, I have a couple moments throughout the day where I'll have some prayer time, and that will really bring me into some Sabbath moments to get me through the day and the evenings. But then it's also important, like this vacation that we had, you know, about a week away in another country, then it's Sabbath time away from other things. So I didn't have my Sabbath moments of prayer time during the vacation, but I had a Sabbath away from the home and all the responsibilities away from the home. And so we also need kind of those moments away. And so as you think about your calendar this year and the things that matter most for you, how can you calendar in Sabbath time? And maybe it's one afternoon a month that you focus on just Sabbath time for you and the things that matter as well. Or maybe one time a week you're calendaring that in. And you can think of Sabbath time too for yourself, for your spouse that you have time with, your family, your friends. What might that look like? But the most important thing is, especially we sprint so much in our lives of trying to get so much done, that we need to then also make sure we're having time for rest and recovery. Otherwise, what happens, it will be forced on you, the rest and recovery, in the form of some kind of an illness or something else that will literally force you to do it. So either try to do it yourself or it will be done onto you. But it's much better when you can schedule it and feel great. And I know myself, now that I've had my Sabbath and rest time, I definitely do feel more renewed to hit it. And yet also I feel like I'm at a much slower pace, which is good. It's kind of hard to jump back into it when things have been crazy, but think about the pace that you live and calendaring that in too. To think through, what are the things that matter, and everything that we did do last year, do we really need to do it this year? Is it adding value, or is there different ways we can do it so that we can provide more breathing space and space for the things that matter most to you? So enjoy your Sabbath time, and thank you for taking a few minutes with me to have a Sabbath moment. From my heart to yours, we love.